Alrighty guys, I am driving guys. I have my head gear on, head cam gear. Guys, this is why I'm reluctant to test drive a car, a vehicle, when there's a transmission complaint. Sure, there will be times I literally need to duplicate the problem, find out which gear the problem I'm having it in, which gear, when do the problem happen, at what speed. All of that matters, guys, when it comes to diagnosing a transmission properly. All right, now, granted, this is a 2015 Grand Cherokee. It's likely have the 8-speed, the ZF, 8 HP, 8-speed rear-wheel drive transmission. Now, it's attached to a transfer case. This is a 4-wheel drive. That's all of that powertrain is attached to a V8 5.7 Hemi engine. Now, I'm on a test drive cruising, just trying to make sure, you know, it's doing what they say it's doing, and my whole transmission just jerked and popped, and the wheels froze. I'm moving again now, but I wanted to see if it do it again while I'm filming. It likely won't, but I am headed back to the shop as fast as I can get there, guys. It is risky. Hear me out. Extremely risky test driving a car with transmission problems, okay, or stalling out problems. A lot of the risky test drives are from stall out complaints and transmission complaints. I literally might not make it back to the shop. Now, thank goodness I have my cell phone, but yes, this whole thing just went, I just banged out of gear and banged back into gear. So there's some problem. As you can see, there's a check engine light, and this transmission fairly well, the computer that is, fairly well about capturing problems and faults. Okay, so this is one of those cases where you really need the computer to bail you out. And what I mean by bail you out, basically put you in the right direction, guys. There's so many different directions you can go end up at as it relates to transmission diagnosis. I personally want to be directed in the right direction. All right, and that's where the computer come in handy, because it is monitoring the whole operation of the transmission. This is a fully electronic transmission, guys. This computer, there's no external computer on a ZF 8-speed transmission. It is integral to the transmission. It is part of the valve body. Yes, I have replaced a valve body. I went up to the parts department to get a TCM. They gave me a box that was equipped with a valve body. So in other words, the computer is part of the valve body. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go through that with you guys. As far as I'm gonna show y'all what kind of, it could be the transfer case, it could be anything. We're gonna look this thing over when I get back to the shop, because that was a very scary jerk. Don't look like it's gonna do it again. I wanted to, there it goes, it's bumping now. Yes, I'm almost back to the shop. So it bumps, and I gotta make a notation. What mile per hour did it bump in? What gear? So I have to tell what gear I'm in, because this is an 8-speed. Uh-oh, y'all heard that? It did it. See, and I'm driving. I'm almost at the shop, guys. I'm scared now. All right, this is a little, all right. I'll see y'all when we get back to the shop. Stay tuned.
Ooh, righty, guys. I have the scan 2 data hooked up, and guys, look at all of these warnings. This is what comes up first, guys. Wow. Incorrect gear ratio, clutch 2 defect, incorrect. Guys, these are internal transmission failure codes. There's no overhaul kit. If there was an overhaul kit available, some of these codes can be repaired, or some of these faults can be fixed. There's no parts available, so pretty much this code here, P1D90, stands for, it should just simply read replace transmission. But you know they can't do that, guys. That would be yeah, you can't just give a P code number assigned to the term replace transmission. Although, when I was at the dealer and I have to call in to Chrysler and get authorization on a transmission, I have to tell them what code I get. And it's weird, because when I tell them what code I get, the only response I get back from them is simple, replace transmission. And I'm going, okay, why did you just name this code transmission, internal trans failure, replace transmission? For some reason they can't do that, or they won't do that. I don't know. But some of these codes might as well just be named replace transmission. All right, this incorrect gear ratio, we have no clutch pack for clutch B or clutch 2, so you simply replace it. Wow, engine overheated. This thing got some serious internal problems, guys. And I still haven't even got to the. All right, let's go directly to the codes. Like 46 codes in this thing. Ooh, righty. And on top of that, somebody is off of the bus, but we're not concerned with him. I got codes in the transfer case. Let's go look at, because I felt some banging in this. Let's see what code. Plausible data received from TCM. Remember, guys, TCM is inside the transmission on this vehicle. As for it, let's go into PCM, see what it found. Oh, battery, yeah, got some battery issue, but the TCM is my main concern, guys. I need a transmission. There's no way around it. All right, there's the traditional way diagnosing transmission pretty much out the door, guys. This transmission, there is no dipstick. Okay, so because there's no dipstick or dipstick tube, I have no way to even tell if the fluid is burnt. Now I can get to the fluid, guys. It's just there's an access cover on the transmission. So if push comes to shove, I need to smell the fluid or get a look at the condition. And some of these units have drain plugs on them, so I can get to the fluid. But there's no need, because a lot of these today, this day and age, most transmission are being diagnosed electronically. Simply what I'm doing now. If you see some of these codes, you need a unit, as opposed to analyzing the fluid, smelling the transmission, things like that. That's pretty much going out the door, guys. We're dealing with a lot of electronically controlled transmission now. So here, let's do this, guys. Let's go take a look at the physical car. Let's let the car, this is a Jeep. I'm gonna put it on I gotta go on the alignment rack, so I'm gonna put it up in the air. We're gonna take a look at it, guys. Man, y'all ready, man? Let's get it.
Ooh, righty, guys. We got it up in the air, and let's take a look. Wow, look at all of this stuff, guys. So this is why older mechanics about ready to get out of the industry. Look at all this stuff. This is a rear-wheel drive setup equipped with four-wheel drive. So, you know, in order to be equipped with four-wheel drive, you're going to likely have a transfer case, right? We all know that, in order to transfer torque to the rear wheels and the front wheels. So in order to have front wheels turning, you're going to need a differential. So all of this is bolted to the transmission. And remember, I told you this is a 5.7. This is a Hemi engine. Oh my goodness, guys. Now, I'm already convinced this thing needs a transmission. Remember, guys, there's no dipstick, but you do. Where's my plug? There is a access plug right there. If you really 100% got to get like some insurance adjusters needs some fluid samples. So on this particular transmission, I will have to open that port, get some fluid out, either suck some out or pull some out, so he can get a sample of it. Typically, I would smell it, see if it's burnt, things like that. But this transmission is shot. Based off the fault codes alone, I have no choice but to do a unit. But I'm just discussing the older traditional way that we used to use to diagnose transmission. Now, in my estimate, I have to make sure all of this added on features is included, because this is extra, guys. It may be, I want to say, 8 hours to do a transmission on the Grand Cherokee, because this is equipped with four-wheel drive, transfer case, and a front differential. In fact, I will have to, last one I did on an older model Wrangler, I had to remove the freaking diff just to get to the damn, right, the starter is right there. The starter is the entry port to the torque converter bolts. So guys, this freaking thing here have to come out. This differential, front differential, have to come out of the car. Axles have to come out. So you know how to take a differential out. That's the only way to get to the starter in order to get to the torque converter bolts. So if you're doing one, make sure you factor all of those factors in. All right. And on top of that, look at this. It's leaking. I want to say from the cooler. Yes, is this transmission fluid? Yes, guys. Yeah, that's the ZF transmission fluid. It's likely the cooler lines are leaking. I have to let it down to finish inspecting that. But wow, that looked like coolant leak.
Looked like coolant was leaking at the water pump. I gotta let it down and check the top end also. What's going on here? This car has so many problems. I mean, it's a high mileage car, so don't get it twisted, guys. Don't act like, you know, this is too soon for stuff like this to happen. They got a lot of miles out of this car. I always do differential services and things like that, but yeah, this car need a transmission. I have to write up a transmission in my estimate. Now I'm gonna let it down and verify what this leak is here. I think the condenser is leaking transmission fluid, but I don't guess. I want to verify it. So guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. That's all I have on this video. I'm just glad I made it back to the shop in one piece. Remember, this thing was, I tried to get y'all a feel of it, but I didn't turn the camera on in time. But yes, it has a bad bang in and out of gear. Transmission internally shot. Now they don't want this back as a coil, guys. We're gonna go into this and I'm gonna show y'all what's going on inside. I took a course on this. We tore it all the way down. I'm gonna show y'all what's going on inside this 8-speed rear wheel drive unit. Guys, that's all I have. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video.